Hello, everyone. I am so honored to be here before you this evening. And I have a message for you. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe that every person is here for a reason. So turn to your neighbor and say, you are here for a reason.
You are here for a reason.
Now, I want to evoke some emotion from you guys. So before I get started, I want to say three powerful declarations. Ready? Here they are. And you can just repeat after me. I am strong.
I am strong.
I am courageous. And I am fearless.
I am fearless.
We live in a society today where there's so much fear. I'd say, just so you guys know, I was in the news business for many years. And as I watch the television, I see the things that are happening from a different perspective than you may. As I look at, do you guys know that there was a terrorist attack last week in Paris while we're here? Anybody know that? Yeah. But what I'm telling you right now, these things are done by design. There's no coincidences. We have an adversary here on this planet, and we have a lot of people who are staging the news. Yes, I said that. And what I'm telling you right now, I can predict you at 100% certainty, within the next 3 weeks, you will see another tragedy take place in this country. And here's the thing, you guys, it's done. The news is nothing but a distraction. It causes distraction, it causes division, it causes disunity, and it causes fear. And I used to be a news reporter, so I know this. I can predict every newscast that's out there right now. It hasn't changed in 25 years. There's a lead story. That's the one that usually gets you going, gets you pissed off, some major tragedy. Then there's the other story. Right before this, the weather, you have a kicker. The kicker is a lighthearted story to get you ready for weather, but now weather is even troubling. How many people were in South Florida for the hurricane? Or in Florida, or in the path of the hurricane? You know what the hurricane headline said? Deadly storm approaching. Deadly storm approaching. Now, what did this evoke in us? Fear. They showed pictures of what was happening in the islands being demolished. It caused so much of a ruckus in South Florida that people I know who are normally grounded, they were running. 4 million people evacuated the state of Florida because of fear. And I thought to myself, am I afraid? What am I afraid of? Worst thing could happen, I can die, right? Which is really not that bad, because I'll be in glory at that point. So what happened? A lot of people left. It wasn't really that bad. I'm not saying it's wrong if you left, if you did, because you did what you felt was right at the time. But I stayed hunkered down, never lost power. What am I trying to tell you? It's a distraction. And here's what I believe. When you see earthquakes, there was an earthquake in Ecuador not too long ago. When you see storms, when you see mass murders happening, what does it do? When you see racism and divide in our country, can I tell you, I didn't watch any one of those stories. And I tell you, and I'm not telling you, you don't have to watch the news. How many people watch the news? Show of hands. Okay? Now, how many people, when the election happened, when Donald Trump became our president, how many people were pissed off? Be honest. Let me see a show of hands. How many people were so pissed off that you decided, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to go protest. Anybody here protest? No. Okay, one over here. You protested. Again, you felt what you were right. Here's what my whole point is. As leaders in the 21st century, you have to rise above the clutter. It's all a bunch of noise, you guys. If you watch the news in patterns and cycles, the same thing happens over and over in time. How many people know how many mass shootings there have been in the United States over this year's 2017? Anybody know? Just somebody guess. 6? Anyone else? 20, 150? Okay. How about 407? Yes, 407. But here's the thing. A mass murder or a mass attack involves a minimum of 3 people being killed in one time, in one location. Now, let me ask you the question. How come we haven't heard about the other 401 shootings, mass shootings in this country? The media spoon feeds us what they want us to hear. Has anybody been in the news before? A news reporter. Okay. The media spoon feeds us what they want us to hear. I remember when I used to do sound bites. You know what a sound bite is? I could get the person to say whatever I wanted them to say. And that was my job. I had to get them to say something, ramble on for 10 minutes, and then take a little piece of that sound bite and put in the story to craft a story that's going to create drama, division, and confusion. Here's the problem I have, you guys. If we are leaders, we can't get sucked into this, you guys. We get sucked and our emotions get stimulated. What emotions come from the news? Fear, division. I am also disappointed by some things that happen. And sometimes I'm outraged. I get pissed off by things. And something happened when this hurricane came. I remember one day I'm feeling good. I'm like, hurricane's no big storm. I'm manifesting this thing goes out west. Just go out west. All of a sudden I found myself, my heart beating. I'm in Publix trying to find water bottles. I'm scrambling around. I said, what the heck is going on with me? I got sucked into the vibration of the other people who lived in my city. And I realized something at that point. It's easy for us to get drawn in. So I had to separate myself. I sat down and I said, you know what? I can't go on like this, living my life in fear because there's a storm coming. I've been through bigger storms, badder storms. But you know what happened to me? I was able to separate myself from that. And I was at peace, even though the storm was coming. Don't ask me where I got this peace, but I had this peace that passes all understanding. And I realized at that point that all the things that are happening in our country right now, I mean, I'll tell you a story. I was in LA a few weeks ago, and people who drive Uber, they usually have a reason why they do it. It's usually a second job. So I asked the driver, always asked him, so why are you driving Uber? He said, well, you know what happened? He said, I got caught up watching the election. I was in my house 24/7 watching the news, and my friends had an intervention. Yes. They told me, you got to get the heck out of the house and stop watching the news. He said about the election, and this happened, another thing happened. He found himself caught up and drained by everything that was happening. So here's the thing I want to tell you guys. As leaders, as change makers, as awakening giants, we have to rise above it. We can't get drawn into these things. I don't watch news. If there's a hurricane coming, somebody's going to tell me, right? If there's a mass shooting, I'll hear it by word of mouth. But the news is created to distract you, to take you off of what's really happening. How many people know what happened? There are agendas being passed while the news and these big stories happening. So many policies are being taken in, and we don't even know it because we're watching over here. It's like wag the dog. Look over here, but over here I'm doing something else. It's a big distraction. Watch me on this, you guys. So what I want to tell you really quick, I want to give you 3 strategies to get yourself from being wrapped up into the news. Number 1, change your environment. Get around people who are upbeat and uplifted, and it'll be better for you. Number 2, raise your vibration. Meditate, pray, seek the Lord. Do whatever it is going to take you away and raise your vibration. And the third thing is you have to make a decision. You have to make a decision that from this point forward, you're going to be the one that not joins the masses when they're confused and sensational, but you're going to be the one who's separate so you can see clearly to lead them through the disasters that are coming to our country. And you know what? When we do this, we are change makers, changing the world one life at a time. So if each one of us commits that when we see people in panic or despair or hopelessness, that we're going to be that beacon of light that leads them to the clarity and vision of being a world changer. And I believe as we do this, we're going to make a big difference. And I want to say to you guys, thank you very much for having me here.